Hey, welcome back to the Shipwreck podcast. I'm your host, Bobby Ship, as usual. Uh, welcome back. Another exciting show. Um, we've been pretty busy here lately, putting out some videos and holding an extra show on the debate. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Sorry for the technical difficulties that we did have pretty early on, but we did get it out. And Some of my shipmates have changed my mind into being thinking that Jasmine can actually win this thing and supporting her. So we can also talk about that some, but actually have a pretty packed and pretty exciting show to talk about. Um, Obviously, we want to get into what all happened in Minnesota, but I think today was a good day, and the reason why I say that is simply because we have uh MAGA cracking, in my opinion. I think it's finally starting to get to the point where MAGA is starting to crack. I think the violence that's happening in Minnesota, as long as with Trump's comments about the Second Amendment, is definitely taking the toll on the quote unquote faithful MAGA that's out there. I do believe that you do have those MAGAs that's cult members, and they're gonna defend until they die, honestly. But you do have some people who can look at things, this situation, at least I'll say, honestly, and that's I don't see how you can watch that video. And honestly, I'm not going to show the video again today. I don't see how you can watch that and think that um he wasn't murdered. It wasn't a murder. You can't sit here and actually say like Kristi Noem and Greg, can't remember his last name, has said that he was a violent domestic terrorist, that he came there to do maximum damage, and that's all complete and utter bullshit. And so I'm to hello. Uh, all right, can you hear me now? All right, man, we got some technical difficulties going on today. Anyway, or this week. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying. Yeah, just for them to come out here and say that he was being violent towards ICE and that he was came out there with his gun to be to display maximum damage is utter bullshit. And the world is seeing it. You know, you can only gaslight people for so long before even ones who support you start to wake up. And that's what's happening. But the first thing that we're going to talk about, let's talk about some things that's going on in the world other than in politics. Oh, before we get to that, first thing I want to say is this is day 40 of the Epstein files not being released and Donald Trump and his administration breaking the law. Day 40. Day 40 of them breaking the law and not releasing the Epstein files. So I don't know if they're ever going to do it. They already sent, and the stuff that they released has only been 1% of what they should be releasing. So again, this is day 40 of them not releasing the Epstein files. All right, so let's get into what's popping. So what's popping? What's been going on lately? First thing I wanted to address is Kanye West. He came out with an apology a couple of days ago, and I posted the apology on Facebook. It's too long to read here, but he talked about his mental health issues that he's got going on, that he's seeking and getting the help that he absolutely needs, and that he took the last few months to soul search, and he apologized to the Jewish community and Black community and his fans, and says that he is going to earn our respect and love back. Um, I jumped out there and said that I forgave him and all this stuff, and I can't sit here and say that I can completely forgive him at this point, but I think it was a good start. I do believe the letters looked sincere to me on paper. The words that he used looked sincere, but I still wonder what's going to happen next. Is he going to have because mental health is an illness. Will he have another episode? But he just did too much to just say, come on back in and you can come back to the barbecue. He just did absolutely too much for me to say that, yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and let you back in the barbecue. That's for me. I just couldn't do it. Um, Another thing that's going on right now is there could be another government shutdown coming in the next few days, 2 days actually. The Democrats have come out with what they're asking for, and I'm gonna read that to you here. Um, I think that it's going to be um, touch and go if they actually get it to go through. I don't know if they're going to have enough time to get a full to get it go through to get the shutdown not to happen. But here are the Democrats' demands. It's all over the Homeland Security bill and ICE. They want to end roving patrols, tighten the use of warrants. All of this has to be in the bill. They do not want any executive orders, and I won't want any executive orders. You cannot trust the Trump administration. They want to codify this in the law, and not to say that they will follow the law either, but at least they codify it into law. But they want to end roving patrols, like I said, and tighten the use of warrants, enforce accountability. They want the same use of force policies that apply to state and local law enforcement. And the last one is masks off, body cameras on. Those are the big ones that they want. And I think that they are all reasonable and should happen. Absolutely. We'll see if it actually does happen. But the reason why the government could shut down is because one, the House is out and they sent over a bill to the Senate, and the Senate is one big, huge bill to appropriate six different departments, I want to say it is. And so the Homeland Security is inside of that. So to take that out and deal with that separately, the House needs to come back and re-vote on that. And I don't know if they have the um votes in the House, Republican votes to pass it, because they have to pass rules. The House is a very different animal. It's really majority rules there. So if they don't have enough Republicans to pass things, rules and enough backing from the Republicans, they won't take it up. Or if they do, they'll need 2/3 of the House, and they may get that with the Democrats, but usually when you have the majority don't have enough votes from the majority, they don't want to pass anything. So we'll see what happens. But I think the Democrats is on the right foot. We got our first shipmate that wants to join the couch with us. Um, welcome. Uh-oh. There you go. Welcome, Ronnie. How you doing today? Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Hello? Yeah, we still can't hear you, buddy. There you go. Nope. Lost you again. All right, we'll wait for Ronnie to get back on. So, um, but yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen. I can see the Senate passing it and creating a new bill again, but then it goes back to the House, and will the House be able to pass it? That's the big thing. Uh, Last thing on my on what's popping, I had was Nikki's appearance today with Trump. And for y'all who haven't seen it, um, she's full Trump now. She has taken over for Kanye's place. And there's nothing else I can say other than that. She has definitely taken over Kanye's place as the Black MAGA. And so I got a video for y'all to watch, and then we're gonna watch the video and we'll talk about it on the other side.
Hello. Well, I don't know what to say, but I will say that I am probably the president's #1 fan. And that's not going to change. And the hate or what people have to say, it does not affect me at all. It actually motivates me to support him more. And it's going to motivate all of us to support him more. We're not going to let them get away with bullying him and, the smear campaigns. It's not going to work, okay? He has a lot of force behind him, and God is protecting him. Amen.
All right, y'all. So
Wow.
again, she is yeah, she's full mag at this point. And she's gonna lose a lot of money over this, I honestly believe, because a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
her
yeah.
fans are
This going
gays. And so she's gonna just definitely destroy her fans and whatever she thinks she's gonna gain from MAGA. And I don't understand why you jumping on a burning ship, but here we are. Um and people have said that she's doing this for to help her brothers and husband out and stuff like that. And let me just give you a quick synopsis on this. Her
yeah.
husband is convicted of sexual assault. um he did some extra home confinement a few years ago because he didn't register as a sex offender when he moved to California. Yeah, that's what she
Mhm.
said. Stop bullying the president. Yeah, that's exactly what she said. Um so her brother is in jail for sexually assaulting a minor, and but he's in jail in New York, which is a state crime. So there is no pardons that can help her. I don't know what her end game is and what she's doing. And I will say that the president is transactional person, but I don't know what she's going to get out of that. But yeah. So all right, before we go any further, hey, once again, welcome back to the show. If y'all like what you're seeing, hit like, hit subscribe. If you're on Facebook, go to the YouTube on Facebook if you can. Let me put that. I'm gonna put that link in the thing here in a minute. But if you're on Facebook, hit the share on Facebook so other people can like and subscribe to the channel and watch the show. Yeah, I'm about to put the YouTube link in there right now. But love everybody that's watching. I appreciate y'all. But so anyway, yeah, back to Nikki. She is I don't know what her end game is. I honestly don't. I honestly don't know what her end game is, but it's gotta be something big because she's losing her reputation. Damn it, she already lost her mind. It's something. But that being said, but before we go on to what I wanted to talk about today, Nikki, it was a perfect segue into what I wanted to talk about and have a new poll that I'm gonna put out here later on tonight of who was the biggest raccoon of 2025. So these are our nominees.
And the nominees for the 2025 Sellout of the Year are Byron Donald,
Always on the list.
Stephen A. Smith,
Even A.
Snoop Dogg featuring Nelly,
Nelly.
Nicki Minaj, Robert Griffin III. Polls are open. Vote now.
All right, what say you guys? I think Ron, honestly right now is probably I think it's Nikki at this point right now. Just because
Mhm.
she's doing Turning Point USA, she's up there on stage with Trump, she's doing UN stuff with Trump. I think right now, it's either her or always Byron Donalds. Byron Donalds to me is a complete and utter sellout, and I have no respect for that man whatsoever. We all know that becoming a black Republican and a conservative get you to the front of the line a lot easier than you can in the Democratic Party, and so that's what I
Mm.
see happening. Ronnie, what about you? What would be your sellout of the year so far?
Definitely this one. So for me, like that's unbelievable that she would actually get on. You know what? Now that I think about it, Trump I think pardoned Wheezy some years ago.
Yeah, he did.
Uh, so and I know she a big Wheezy. You know what I mean? He grazed her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
I,
She won Young
so
Money.
yeah, so maybe that's a part of that. You know what I mean? Maybe that's a part. But for me, there's no excuse for that, especially for the amount of things that are going on. And if you look at her background, she got freaking a lot of freaking immigrant people.
Yeah,
You
maybe
feel what I
that's
mean?
what it
Like
is. Maybe it's to stay here
so.
and get her visa through faster or something like that. Because because there is allegedly she could be undocumented herself and overstayed her visas or whatever she had and could be sent back. Maybe that's what it is. But I would think she would be able
Hey,
to do behind the scenes to get that versus what she's doing now.
uh, yeah, it could be a whole bunch of that. You know what I'm saying? Irregardless of that, you know what I'm saying? You get on that stage, have no clue, just throw you out there. If she has, if any of them have really been paying any attention to any of it, he throws them in the front of this camera and does. Do they even have a sit down before they discuss what they're gonna talk about? To me, it don't. It looks like it's just
I
she
wonder.
she she literally came out somewhere. It's like, hey, go on that stage, tell them that you support us, and you can go ahead about your business. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, she's definitely she knows that. I'm sure she's very well aware of the repercussions of the things that she's about to go through.
Mm.
So Snoop, he did something at a function.
Yeah,
Nelly did something at a function, but they didn't get on no stage and was like, "I love this dude,"
yeah,
and he has a big support, and he has God behind him, and did all that. Now that's a whole different stance on
yeah,
supporting somebody. Uh, so yes, I mean, good luck to her. I mean, she ain't really had anything popping out for a while anyway. So I mean, she's a mom now,
yeah,
and like you said earlier, she talked about her siblings and all that stuff, and or not her siblings, but her husband having his case or whatever that mean. But he can't touch that case; it's a state case, like you
yeah, yeah,
said.
yeah.
Uh,
Same
so
thing with same thing. Yeah, her brother and her husband, both of
so
their
what is what?
states.
Yeah.
So
So what's the end game? We don't
I
know.
don't know.
I mean,
Yeah, we
she's
don't know
she's
yet.
just gonna have to. She's just gonna have to be cool with the repercussions. I mean, she
Yeah,
you know how you get kicked out the barbecue, you don't get to come back.
no.
So
I think you can make I think you can make amends and come back. I do believe that is possible, but it takes a lot.
nah,
It takes a lot.
nah, not like say for instance like Snoop and them. Yeah, they just performed at a little spot making a little dough. She ain't getting paid to do that.
Yeah,
She doing that.
yeah,
She doing that. Yeah, see, they got some bread behind it. You know what I'm saying?
that goes with what I was
Her,
saying about Kanye. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
gonna take a lot to get you back in the barbecue, Kanye. It's gonna
yeah,
take a
yeah.
whole
Well,
whole lot.
I would. Kanye is a whole different story for me, right? But for her to do that, to get on that stage and say the things that she said today, with all the things that's been transpiring throughout the year, and at least that the last few days, you know what I mean, and you still get on stage in front of your people
Still
and
shook that
say
diamond for this foot.
hey, yeah, say I do whatever I need to do, whatever basic. That's basically what she said. And it's cool. I mean, she gotta live her own life. You know what I'm saying? You
Yep,
do what you do. You can you just gotta, you know what I mean? She just had to be able to accept the repercussions behind it all. You know what I'm saying? That's all it's gonna be. And
yep.
is she gonna lose a lot of fans? She knows I'm sure she has. If you go look on her Instagram, I'm sure she lost a
And
whole bunch of people.
I think she actually shut down her
So,
Instagram because she
right.
lost 10,000 10 million followers or something like that.
And
So shut it
so
down.
right.
So,
Yeah, so the power of the people, that's another
yeah,
example of the power of the people. If you stick together, you know what I'm saying, the system is going to work because people it's all about money.
yep,
But the to answer your question, yeah, to me, yeah, she's the biggest person, or the biggest uh to me clown, to go out there and do those things in front of, and knowing about all the stuff that she's been. I mean, that this guy represents.
yeah,
So
yep,
hey, listen, hey, peace be on to you, Mickey.
yeah.
Live your life, mama. Be prepared for the consequence. You know what I always I tell everybody this, and I've been telling people this my entire life actually, is I can give you information, I can tell you the right things to do, uh, but ultimately you're gonna make the decision, and you're gonna have to bear the
Oh,
repercussions of
absolutely.
your decision,
Yep.
right? So that's just the bottom line of. I mean, she's gonna have to reap the repercussions of. I'm not a big. I've never been a real big Nicki fan anyway. She's not. She's never really appealed to me
She's very
musically.
talented. She's very
Uh,
talented.
now
All right, we
now
didn't
did
spend
she?
too much time on Nicki. We gotta
Not
get
not. Hold on,
she,
no, no, hold on. No, 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 don't get me wrong. She's a big star.
mhm.
No doubts about that. You know what I'm saying? So that's not. She's very talented. That has nothing to do with any of that. Mental rise. She's probably gonna come back and be like, I wasn't thinking. Blah, 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 whatever. All that grout. Listen, you're gonna have to prove. You ain't gonna be able to just come back and say, uh, I apologize for my actions. I wasn't thinking clearly. You're gonna have to show something about that.
I
You're gonna
agree.
have to get back on stage. You're gonna have to go get back on stage and be like, I denounce this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
All the stuff that you know what I'm saying? It's gonna have to be something big like that. If you're gonna do something big to get to accept it, this whatever it is, you're gonna have to do something just equal or more to get out of it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's
All
just
right,
my thoughts.
we got another shipmate on the pod. Welcome, Vanessa. How you doing today? Welcome back to the couch. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Did we lose her? Nope. Uh-oh.
Oh,
There you go.
I'm
There you go.
here.
All right, how you doing?
Sorry.
It's all
I'm
good.
good. How are you guys?
We good. We're good. We are
Good,
good.
good, 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 good.
Good. So we about to get into the first subject today, which I want to talk about is MAGA cracking. How was
Mm.
your week so far? I'd like to ask you that first, Vanessa, before we get going.
It's been a little crazy, but we're good.
Okay. All right, all right. So I also ask you too, just stuff that we talked about so far was the government shutdown. As you see, the Democrats are saying that they want fixes done to ICE. They want I just lost it. They want mask offs and here it is. All right. End revolving patrols, tighten up warrants, use of warrants, enforce accountability, same use of force policies that apply to state and local law enforcement, and mass assaults, body cameras on. Those are the three big acts that I've seen so far. Maybe they have some other ones as well because I think they need more. I think they need to claw back some
Yeah.
of the funding. They got too much money. They got too much
It,
money. They need to do. We need to see. Hold on, I'll get you 1 second. We also I think we need to see who they're hiring. We need stringent hiring requirements. And we also like I said, we need to claw the money back. What about you, Vanessa? What you think?
yeah, I think that's a bare minimum for the request list.
Yeah.
Um, but I also think that they've got that money that's funded them for the next 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
That needs to be frozen
Yep.
until you know. I, I'm not saying that we don't need immigration and customs enforcement.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a police force like this. It shouldn't be a roundup situation. It should be, let's go where people are entering, let's process them correctly, respectfully, sensitive in a sensitive manner to acknowledge what people are going through when they're seeking asylum or when they're, most of the people that we're talking about who are here, without the proper documentation or whatever you want to call it, are not people who are like, I want to go get rich in America. That's not what's happening. The most of the people who are in the status that there is questioned, or the immigration status is,
Mhm.
um they're asylum seekers or whatever the kind of visa that they're requesting. These are people who are coming from catastrophic circumstances more often than not, and our system does not pay attention to that. So you've got desperate people who get pushed into desperate situations, who are being treated like animals,
Yep.
rounded up, and our customs and immigration enforcement needs to reflect the circumstances of the people that we're dealing with. These people are coming from places where, my best friend is, she's a citizen of America.
Mhm.
She's a dreamer. So she came here undocumented as a child. It took her 30 years to get her citizenship. And the only reason that it went so quickly for her is because of the way the Dreamers program was set up.
Mhm.
During COVID, she went down to the border and was doing affidavits for, at that point, she worked for Catholic Charities. And the stuff that she was talking to people about, it was never a person coming through, yeah, I just want to move to America. It was always, I was raped, I was robbed, they held a gun to my son's head, they were trying to force my son into a gang, they killed my husband in front of my children. It was always something catastrophic. And then they're being kind of like cut loose, left to their own devices. There's no, support system in place in the long term for how long it takes to get your citizenship correctly. So the whole program needs a do-over. But I honestly think, like, the people who are saying like abolish ICE, I think we need to start over.
I agree with you. I agree. Honestly, I think we need to start over. I think it's just
Get
so much.
yeah. I would just get rid of it, call it something else, and have it be, socially and emotionally intelligent, have it be legally intelligent, have the supports in place so that if you're worried about people falling off the grid, make a program for tracking,
Yeah.
have a check-in system, have it, they're almost like parole. And I don't mean that like as a penalty, but just as a check-in, as a welfare, kind of thing.
They've
The
had that as some I mean, like, some of the asylum stuff, like, I know some people were ankle monitors, some people had to check in and stuff like that, and people were doing it. That's
right,
the thing, like, this isn't about what the Trump administration and his supporters want. They don't want legal immigration at all.
right.
I mean, so they're using the means of illegal immigration, to get people out of the country, but they don't want black and brown people to come in the country at all. They
No.
don't.
And they're doing everything they can to undo the people who have like a status that gives them asylum, going after countries that like the people from Haiti. Those people are here legally. They're
Yeah.
refugees
Yeah.
and are under refugee status, receiving refugee benefits, and now you're just going to take that away to try to make them here illegal. That's like post date that. That's crazy.
Changing the game in the middle of the game.
Right.
Yeah. So I want to go ahead and go on to what's going on. Like I said, MAGA is cracking right now.
Yeah.
Uh the head of head of ICE, Greg Balvino, was demoted and will be retiring soon. There has been calls for an impeachment of Kristi Noem. I know that they're going to start that in the House. I know there's one senator who said, or two senators, Murkowski and Tillis, who's leaving, have both said that she's well, Tillis says she's disqualified, and Murkowski has been saying that she's very upset with her vote of voting for her to be in there. So I just wanted to say, but really, they're mad about them lying about what happened to Alex and Miss Good. The thing about it is, though, those narratives came from the White House. They came from Stephen Miller. They came from Donald Trump and Stephen Miller and the White House. So yeah, we can get rid of Kristi Noem, but all they're going to do is put another MAGA shield in there, and the same thing is going to happen because the orders are coming from the White House. But just to prove that point that the orders are coming from the White House, this is after the videos of the damn near the whole world scene of Alex being murdered, allegedly, and this is the statement that they put out. And I'm gonna show you exactly why I say this is coming from the White House. This is Kristi Noem and Greg Balvino's statement right after the murders.
An individual approached U.S. Border Patrol officers with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. The officers attempted to disarm this individual, but the armed suspect reacted violently. Fearing for his life and for the lives of his fellow officers around him, an agent fired defensive shots. Medics were on the scene immediately and attempted to deliver medical aid to the subject, but he was pronounced.
They're reading the exact same thing.
Hello.
They're reading the exact same thing. And it's simply because it's all coming from the White House, and they said it. Kristi Noem is so now they're throwing stuff back and forth. Stephen Miller. This is Stephen Miller's comment right after the murder. An assassin tried to murder federal agents, and this is your response. Talking to another senator who had something to come out. And if you see at the very top of this, is JD Vance reposted it. This is the Vice President of the United States reposted this that Alex was an assassin. It's fucking ridiculous. We all seen the video. There's no way in the world you can say that he was an assassin or he came there to inflict maximum damage, as she has said at one time as well. This is coming from the White House. So firing Kristi, firing Balvino doesn't do anything because this is what they want. Cruelty is the point. And that's what they're getting. You know? So it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Did you
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, did you see Kristi Noem's statement today about how everything she did was at the direction of the president and Stephen Miller.
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
They're throwing shit at each other.
Right. Like you could have resigned
Yep.
at any time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They're throwing shit at each other. And this is exactly what the White House wanted. So getting rid of Kristi, and I'm not saying not to impeach her, not for her not to go, not for Malvino to go, but they all got to go. The only thing all are going to go is through elections in 2028, or the power of the people say enough is enough and really turn against them, which I think is starting to happen because, like I said, MAGA is cracking. And if you don't believe me, here's another video. This is Glenn Beck, who I am not a Glenn Beck fan whatsoever.
Oh,
And
I saw
honestly,
this.
yes. And honestly, I can't even say I agree with everything he said because there's no way. I didn't even see in the video where he was resisting. And that's what Glenn Beck is going to say. He was not resisting at all. If anything, he was overpowered.
Right.
No, there was no resisting in him whatsoever. He was completely nonviolent until they brought the violence to him and killed him. But this is what Glenn Beck had to say. So that's why I know it's starting to be cracks in the system.
This is compelling video because what this BBC reporter is saying is true. It's absolutely true. He is getting in between him, the police, and somebody else the police are shoving. He is only holding a phone. He is down on the ground. He is resisting arrest, but his hands are down on the ground. His head is down on the ground. Then another agent reaches over on top of the other agents who are closest to him on the ground, reaches into his back where he sees an exposed gun, pulls the gun out, and then walks away with the gun. So he's no longer armed unless he has two guns, and they don't claim that he had two guns, only one. And pulls it out and walks away. Right after that, somebody yells, "Gun, gun, gun, gun." That's when the police officer fires at him. Now, the other police officer did not know that somebody reached in and took his gun. It might have been somebody who was saying gun, might have been saying it because they saw the other guy, because he's not marked as a federal agent. Mm-hmm. The other guy pulled the gun out and walking there with a gun. So somebody might have seen him with a gun and said, "Gun, gun, gun." All the cops think that it's Preddy, and they shoot him. Okay. This is not something that you deal with as, an 8-year-old. This is a conversation for adults to have, and I'm not hearing the adults. First of all, what Noem said is not true. He didn't approach. If you want to say technically, he approached carrying a 9mm. He did, but it was holstered and in his back. And you have a right to carry a gun at a protest. Yep. I don't think that makes you smart. But it is perfectly legal and constitutionally protected. So I'm sorry, just because you have a gun in your back, if you reach for the gun, if you pull for the gun, then you could probably be expected to be shot if you are pushing the police around. But if you have a gun and you don't have your hands on it, you should not be shot. You have a right to carry that gun peacefully. Okay? The minute you start pointing it at people, you're in trouble. He did not. Now, so this idea that, he was foolish for walking into, this protest with a gun. Well, you have a right to.
So a couple things there. One I want to say is when he said that he was foolish for bringing it. I've never heard a Republican say that anybody was foolish for bringing a gun when it's one of them. Have you?
No.
Yeah. What was the other thing that he said? He said it at the very end. It was foolish for being a gun, and if you point it at people, then that's a problem. That couple was celebrated in Missouri,
right?
Pointing their guns at BLM protesters walking by their house.
Right.
They were celebrated. They were celebrated by the right. So even in his truth, there's still hypocrisy. It really is. Even in their truth, there's hypocrisy.
Yeah, I don't think they can help it.
But there was actual factual truth and honesty in what he was saying. So I gotta appreciate that. We gotta at least appreciate that for what it is. I just wonder what is going to happen um as more of these situations happen. And I would be remiss if I didn't say the outrage is coming, and let's be honest, because two white folks was killed. Two good white folks was killed at that. If they were illegals, if they were black, if they were people of color, there would not be the same amount of outrage. Do you believe that, Vanessa?
I absolutely believe it because in the month of January, ISIS killed a Cambodian woman, 5 Hispanic people, a black man the same day Renee Good was killed.
Mhm,
And knowing that information, I still don't know all their names because it's not in our face. And that's again, that's part of the white supremacy that runs this place, right? It
mhm,
doesn't matter until it happens to a good white person.
yeah,
And, it's I could go off on a tangent on that for an hour and a half. Like it's a huge part of the problem, but also like it's almost what it's going to take to get those people in MAGA who are like on the fence about it, who are like, well, I'm not necessarily comfortable with it, but I don't necessarily have a better idea.
yeah,
The people that this is, that are being tipped right now by who was killed and what we saw on film was 2 people not being aggressive. Now, would that be the same thing if we had film of these other people? I don't know because I know there isn't film of the other people that were killed.
mhm,
The part of me that wants to believe in the good of people wants to believe that we would have the same reaction like what we did when we had film of George Floyd and it didn't, that kind of thing. But I honestly think that if we had to have people suffer like this and it's almost better that they were white people because it gets the attention of that part of MAGA that has that blind eye, that has that excuse. And now it's like, oh, it looks like me. Maybe I do need to pay attention, which is
yeah,
deplorable. It's the most disgusting characteristic I can think of in a person.
mhm,
But I know these people. I'm related to these people, and it literally that is what it takes. It has to look like them, smell like them, talk like them, be the same caliber of person they think of themselves as
mhm.
before it's important enough to them for it to matter. So while it's, I hate all of it, but I honestly think that it's almost better that it was white people because now the white people that we need to pay attention are paying attention.
As sad as what you just said, I have to agree with you. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
because it's the truth. Because it's really the worst nightmare for the Trump administration. Because again, if it was, it was a not an undocumented person, or if it was somebody of color having a gun, there would not be the same amount of outrage from the country. That's just a fact. That's just
right.
the way our country is. It's sad. I wish it wasn't like that. I wish in that case all lives matter. But clearly that's why the BLM came out in the first place, is because black lives didn't matter. People of color's lives don't matter as much as people as white folks, white supremacy in this country. And
Mhm.
it's sad, but it's the facts. It is the
Yeah.
fact. So
It's it's disgusting, but
it is.
it's
It is.
true. It,
It
it
is.
just is the way it is right now, and I hate that.
It is. And again, for it to be Glenn Beck, and I got another one that I'm about to show you. And like I said, is this that's a major person in MAGA. And don't get me wrong, there are some in MAGA that are still all for it. You got your Megan Kelly's who's still all
Mhm.
for it. I have, so you still have major MAGA, with it, but the cracks are happening, and then the fact that is that they had to, because it was good white folks, they had to otherize both of them in some
Mhm.
way. So the way to otherize Miss Good was to say she was a lesbian, and now they're going after her wife, and in this case, the only way to try to otherize him and say that he was wrong, and because he's a veteran, he worked for veterans. He was a nurse, and he was helping a woman. He was helping a woman when he was killed. So the only thing that they can go after him for was having a gun. And that's why Trump is still holding on to that.
Right.
However, and I don't think he understands by saying let's go after the gun, how much MAGA and people in this country, overwhelming people in this country, don't want you touching or talking about their guns. It's never the gun's fault. It's never the gun's fault. And now he's blaming the gun. It's so ironic and so crazy. And now you get to truly see who's cult and who's not. So you see here Glenn Beck coming out and saying, "Hey, this video is what the video is," and you can and basically he's doing this because of the gun, because he's blaming the gun. In my opinion, I think
blaming the gun. What?
Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're blaming the gun. That's what he's saying, and we're going to get into that here in a minute. That's why I want to play this next video because again, I truly believe, and we just don't know. We always asking ourselves constantly, what is the bottom? What is the bottom for this? And again, I've said it before. I think I said it last week. The bottom for people is different for every person that you encounter. And so for Glenn Beck, obviously, it's the Second Amendment is the bottom. Well, I think other people in MAGA, other people that support him, I think the Second Amendment is going to be their bottom. For some people, it's the Epstein files. And that's what it was for Marjorie Taylor Greene. And that's what I'm about to play here is a video of her. And then we're going to come right back. It's real short. And just check this out real quick. Oh, again, before I play the video, if you're on here, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, share it on your Facebook. Then go to the YouTube and hit y'all like and subscribe, please. And let's watch this video.
I'm not in a cult. I'm not in a cult. People that think they have to defend every single letter or word or sentence of President Trump, if you think that's what you have to do, you are in a cult. I am not in a cult. I elected President Trump. I fought for him and put him in the White House. And again, I'll remind everybody, voted with him 98% of the time, put him in the White House because I believed in America First policies. I don't believe in fighting every foreign war. I do not believe in calling affordability crisis. I don't believe that's a hoax. I don't believe raping 14 and 16-year-olds is a hoax. And in President Trump, I went against him on bringing 600,000.
So, yeah. For her, it was Epstein. And now, and I've said this before, when you start to have, when you start to be honest about one thing and see, holy shit, this isn't right. Now all of a sudden, the entire house of cards start to fall apart. And that's what's happening. That's what MTG started with. It started with Epstein for her, and then it went to all the other things that he's been doing for himself. And now she gets to see, now because she went against him that one time, she started getting the death threats. And now she realized, holy shit, this is what happens when you go against him. This is what happens when I say stuff about other people, say stuff about Ilhan Omar and AOC and their little coalition that they have. This is what happens to them on a daily basis because we come after them. Yes, absolutely. So now she's off the bandwagon. Now you got Glenn Beck off the bandwagon. So for her, it was Epstein. I said for Glenn Beck, it was the Second Amendment. It's again, I truly believe that the cult is starting to break up. I not the cult. I'm sorry, MAGA is starting to break up. They're starting to have fissures. They're losing so much. So, what say you, Ronnie?
Oh, so again, I've been talking about this since we've been the inception of us talking about all that stuff. The system's working, right? So all these things that people are starting to regret now they were supposedly blind at the inception of all of this, but now it's kind of like, again, this goes back to what I was saying earlier. We cool with robbing banks, we cool with running red lights. We cool with, not paying our fines. We cool with embezzling funds no. Let me make it realistic. We cool with kidnapping the president from another country. We cool with bombing innocent fishermen out in the real world. We cool with, dropping bombs all over the place and killing folk and doing all these things, and ICE, doing all the stuff that they doing.
Yep.
But now it's kind of like, oh shoot, man, we can't do we can't do the Epstein file thing. You got to do the Epstein file thing. Oh no, oh shoot, we can't do that now because I don't agree with any of these things, right? But you've already committed 18,000 felonies. Like, what's wrong with 18,001 now? Now it's too many. Now you finally realize you've doing some you following the wrong person. Oh my God, I can't believe I was oh my God, this is the oldest time can be. I can't believe that I was following these people and I was so blinded and I was so enthused with these people they had to go by and all these other things when we had the same light. But now it's kind of like, oh, wait a minute, I can't believe. Yeah, that's gonna be my argument to get out of this. I can't believe I was following these people all of a sudden. Bullshit. That's all, dude. That's all smoke and mirrors to me. Epstein files. I don't care what that lady say. I don't even listen. I don't care what she says. Yes, MAGA's been falling apart. It was even if you listen to a lot of the Congress people that when they do all their meetings and stuff like that, or these hearings, the Democrats are saying, hey, if you guys heard what we heard in the real world, or when we have our real conversations, instead of them sitting on a freaking clown show up here on this stage, they don't want to be doing this stuff.
Yeah,
that makes it even worse for me.
It
right?
does.
You mean it? So, but she was cool
you
with all
better.
of that. But,
you know better. You know better.
Right. You know better. So now,
honestly, I don't think she's one of them. She's not one of them that knew better. I think because you got to understand, she came from QAnon. So she truly believed this. She truly believed.
Now everybody know what's right and wrong, bro. I'm gonna tell you.
No, everybody don't. No, there are people that don't. There are people that are crazy, and she was one of those. She believed a lot of that. She really believed that Trump was going to help save people from pedophiles. She believed that stuff, and that stuff is. I had a person at my job, and this is the God's honest truth, and I had to get rid of him off my Facebook because we were at work one day and we were talking, and I had no idea that he believed in QAnon. He started talking to me about, this was in 2016 when he was first running, that the Pizzagate stuff was real, and when they talk about pizza, they're talking about raping kids and blood. I was just looking like, oh my God, this dude is fucking crazy. And then when something happened on one thing I seen on Facebook, and I had quoted and sent it to him, and I was like, yo, I said pizza. I guess you think this dude is raping kids too. And then he wrote back to me that I think you're online bullying. Delete. That's the last time you're gonna see that from me, because we're done. So
here's my point I was trying to make, right? So a lot of this stuff don't again, I've been saying this from the beginning too, is always follow the money, right? She basically gets kicked. She really kind of gets kicked out of the place, right? Because she wasn't going to win her seat against. They kind of knew that already.
I think she was going to win.
She wasn't going to win that seat.
I'm with Ronnie on this because she timed her exit.
She timed it.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, hey Vanessa. So no. I forgot you. I didn't even, because I don't see. But anyway,
it's because my picture.
Huh?
It's because my picture not up.
Yeah, she's not.
Yeah, that's probably So the point I'm trying to make is, people know what's right around. And I agree. I understand where people understand. Oh, QAnons and the Earth is flat and the Earth is round. People been to the moon. People have been to the moon. Blah blah blah. I understand that part. People believe what they say they're gonna believe. Ultimately, what's right and what's wrong. Period. Right. So the point I'm trying to make for her, or any of these people that are followers of this group of people, they know when you're wrong. If you ever go back to listen to all the stuff that she was talking about, and if you have to defend your decision on multiple occasions, then what you're doing is wrong. When you do right stuff, you ain't got to defend it. People will defend it for you. You know what I mean? You don't have to say a word. You ain't got to go back and say, I'm doing nonviolence because nonviolence is the way I want to. You don't got to tell people that. People are defending that, right? And it goes back on the buy side of that too. People defend these QAnon people, these people that did the same. What was that? the Tea Party people and all these other things that came about. Right? This isn't new, bro. This is the same game plan they've been doing from the beginning. Right? This isn't, people don't understand that. All they do is change the name. It's like when people lose a business or they get bankrupt or they get sued, they don't really go out of business. All they do is change the name. It's but the same business. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with all of this crap, man. Because ultimately, when people go out here, you need to go out here and you need to continue to do what you're doing. Talk to your representatives, talk to other people, spread the word, go vote, get people off the couch, get involved, do some damn research, listen to our pod, listen to the pod, right? Listen, and if you don't agree with it, come aboard. Like Bobby been saying from the beginning, and express your way. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my pool on that kind of stuff, man. It's kind of like I sit here and watch all this stuff all the time, and I'm sitting here like, man, are you gotta be kidding me. You know damn well that shit wrong. You go in here and blow up these damn people on these boats. That's a war crime. Them people gonna have to answer for that. That ain't, people think that's over. That ain't over. that's far from over.
They need to give them to the head when international law come for them and indict them. We need to give them up, because I'll say it again. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. The Trump administration, Trump is going to pardon thousands of people on his way out, including
100%.
himself.
Hey, guess what?
Including his family.
Guess what? There's no limitation on murder. There's no statute of limitation on murder. You go to jail.
So federally they won't be able to charge for that, but they'll be able to charge them. They'll be able to charge them locally, and that's what I think needs to happen.
They don't have a federal license. They don't have a federal license. They have a state license. That means they're state citizens first, right? And of course, you still have your federal. So what I mean by that is that there's a federal government, right? The federal government kind of runs. They run it, but you ultimately have to answer to your state. Does that make sense?
I understand what you're saying, but like
people still got to go home. People still got to go home and live in their state home. They don't live in their federal home. They're in a state, so they're state citizens. So the point I'm trying to make is like there's still guidelines that you have to follow. You know what I'm saying? If you go out here and you commit these crimes and you say, "Hey, I want to go get a license," well, you can't get a license anymore. Because you've done these things, you know what I'm saying? Or I want to go buy a weapon. Well, you can't buy any weapons because you don't qualify anymore because you have been convicted of certain things, right? Or your background, or you do a psychologist thing, like, we don't think you should be doing that, right? So what's going to happen is, and I said this in the beginning too, I said he's going to pardon everybody. At the end, he's going to he's going to be able to get away because he has immunity, because the freaking Supreme Court said he has immunity, right? No one else has that. The vice president doesn't have that immunity. No one has that immunity, right? And they don't understand that part. Yeah, I did what the president told me to do. Well, the president told you to do some dumb shit, and your ass going to jail. That's what's about to happen.
It just has to happen in a state that will charge him, and they have to have the evidence, and that's what I think. They're trying to prevent. And I know Minnesota has went to court to tell them to hold the evidence, and the Trump administration DOJ has already filed a motion saying that they don't think that they need to keep the evidence, which is astonishing and crazy. That just tell you that they're trying to cover it up. Vanessa, did you get a chance to see? Because I know your internet cut out. Did you see the video I played with Marjorie Taylor Greene?
No, I didn't. But
go ahead.
I think I'm kind of caught up on her, so you don't have to replay it for me.
Oh no, I don't mind, because it's only 40 seconds, and
go for it then.
It's talking about the MEG. I mean, it's breaking up. I'm gonna just play it real quick because it's pretty good.
I'm not in a cult. I'm not in a cult. People that think they have to defend every single letter or word or sentence of President Trump, if you think that's what you have to do, you are in a cult. I am not in a cult. I elected President Trump. I fought for him and put him in the White House. and again, I'll remind everybody, voted with him 98% of the time, put him in the White House because I believed in America First policies. I don't believe in fighting every foreign war. I do not believe in calling affordability crisis. I don't believe that's a hoax. I don't believe raping 14 and 16-year-olds is a hoax. And and President Trump, I went against him on bringing 600,000.
So yeah, that was it. What do you think about that, Vanessa?
I mean, so part of me is like, great, it's good to have like a more reasonable voice in the mix, but also that bitch thinks I have access to a space laser. You know what I mean? So I got no space for her. She is one of those ones that I'm not letting you rebrand. Like, I know who you are. I know what you stand for.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really glad that you're defending the victims of sex crime. I think that's commendable, but also it's the bottom of the bar. Like that's the lowest the bar gets, is defend child sex victims or sex crime victims, right?
Yeah.
But also everything she said is still steeped in her racism. I voted against the Chinese people. I don't want, it's all the whole thing from Nicki Minaj to Margie Taylor Greene to Pete. They're all me. And what works for me and how do I benefit from this situation? And, I'm with you, Ronnie, on how she left, because I don't think she was getting reelected. And she timed her exit to cash out with the maximum amount of money that she could. Like she timed that. So and AOC did a kind of like a little breakdown of like, don't give this lady more credit than she deserves, because here's what's really happening. And I went and I looked up kind of the stuff that she was talking about. And that's exactly what Margie Taylor Greene did. She exited on a paycheck because this isn't my bag anymore. It's not going to pay me. So now, she's going to be going to speaking arrangements and, sponsor. So she's just remarketing herself. She put herself in a more profitable situation. I don't think she wants, I don't think she cares about ICE. I don't think she cares about, any of the brutality that's happening. I think that in this rebranding moment that she's trying to have, she's trying to ease off some things, but she's still trash. She's still garbage.
She contradicted herself a billion times. I voted for him 98% of the times, but 2% of the times I didn't.Ait a minute. You literally just said you did. Which one is it?
Right. You carry his water all the time.
She was in the coat until she wasn't. She was in the coat until she wasn't. And now she's no longer in the coat. That's what happened.
And she's gonna need all that money for lawyer fees, because them cats, they're gonna spend a lot of money going through the court system. I'm telling you, and it's gonna be a lot of money that they're gonna have to spend. They're gonna save a lot of this money. I hope she's not spending it, because when they take back over the House, who's in charge of investigations?
The Democrats are. So what do you think? What do you think she will be charged with? What do you think she's going to be charged with? What?
I ain't talking about her. Her? You talking about her?
Yeah, I thought you said
I'm talking about no. She's gonna be dealing with her own stuff, right? Because now she got to figure out, like, well, how did you get all this money when you was only a congressperson for only X amount of time? And she tried to explain. I watched her on a view the other day. I'm like, nah, you going to jail. they about to pull the books on your ass.
All of them have to go to jail. I don't think any of them. That's a non-starter, because everybody in Congress is making money on inside trading stocks.
No, I'm not saying that they're not making money, but she made money so quick. She's only been in Congress 5 years?
Yeah, but all of them is doing all of it. And I will say this is a bipartisan thing.
Right, but if you go, they talk about Nancy Pelosi and all them. They made X number. Nancy Pelosi been in the freaking Congress for 50 years, damn near, whatever it is, and she only got that much money. Wouldn't you think she would have billions of dollars? So what they did was they broke her. They broke.
Ain't bad.
So hold on.
80 million ain't bad.
Divide that by freaking the amount of years that she was in Congress.
30.
She was only making like 9 or 8% or 10% return on her money. Who doesn't make that on stock markets? You make that with your retirement, right? So when they broke it all down, when you look at all of it and you think like, dang, wait a minute, they were just making a return on their investments. They weren't making a lot of money. Now you would think. Hold on. hold on. You would
Go
think
ahead.
they'd be a whole lot more richer than they were. You know what I'm saying? If you've been in there for 30 years, and you only come out with $80 million, nah, bro. I'm trying to come out with a Billy. You know what I mean? Like something. You know what I mean? if it was that corrupt, I'm just saying. I ain't going for the little. I'm going for the Billy.
Even about what you're saying is
Go look. I'm gonna send you what I got. I sent it.
Adjective. I can't think of the adjective. I'm gonna say the only adjective I can think of honestly is, I ain't gonna say naive, too wrong. The reason why I'm saying that is, I've been working at my job for 30 years. I ain't got nowhere close to $80 million. Nowhere, not even a tenth of $80 million, $8. I'm $8 million. I ain't got $8 million. I ain't got nowhere close to that. So, like, to say that it's just normal investments is honestly asinine. Like, it has to be more. I mean, they are insider trading. All of them are. Like, there's actually an app out there that will
track it.
Yeah, that track it.
No, you can make the same trades as them.
But the problem with that app is, it's called actually, I wouldn't even need giving them no advertising.
Yeah, we gotta try it.
The problem with the app is they don't have to disclose until 45 days after they make the trade. So they're already 45 days in before you find out if they made the trade, and you can actually trade what they're trading. So it's not to say that you won't make any money with what they're trading, but you're not going to make what they're making, because they can buy it today. The announcement comes out in a week or comes out tomorrow. You're already behind a power curve by the time you get to it. It's already went up 10-20% by the time you find out, okay, now I need to go ahead and buy this because she bought this 45 days ago. They're all doing, and this is a problem that all of them have. And that's why I think there has been a bill to stop insider trading in Congress, and it all is getting stifled every single time because they don't want to stop themselves from enriching themselves. It's a problem. That is a bipartisan.
Anyway, they making that. They trying, listen. They're making money behind closed doors anyway, and it's not on the stock market. A lot of them cats got money in places. They got money that's not even. I get what you're saying, but most of their money coming from their people, the black, what they call that, dark money or whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah, like the PACs and stuff.
Right. So they making money off of that stuff. But let's get back. Let's stay on topic on this part, because this is something that we really need to start. You know, really, people need to really start really paying attention to, because when something breaks down and when something crumbles, it doesn't just crumble by itself. It's going to be a whole lot of other things that's going to be unintended consequences. And we don't know what those things are yet, but they're coming. Because if you had that high level where you have these super important people, I would say, that are in these high positions, and they're in charge of all these freaking funds and all this money and all this other thing. When they come down, they don't come down by themselves. They're gonna try to tear a whole lot, and I think that's what's happening. That's my point when I was trying to make in the beginning. I think he knows, or I think a lot of them know, at the end of this trail, it's gonna be a whole lot of bad stuff happen to them. So what they're trying to do is trying to tear as much of it down, or try to get rid of it as much as they. Did you guys hear about the FBI raided
Georgia?
Georgia, yeah, today.
Yeah.
So that's one of the indicators, right? So they're looking for things that they know aren't there, right? Just to make it seem like, oh yeah, we're doing. Obviously,
that's to MAGA, because they really believe people needs to go to jail. So they gotta show, because there's nothing that they can show. Like, they're in charge of everything. They're in charge of the FBI. They're in charge of the federal government. If there was real voter fraud, they would have that information. But
already
there isn't any. So they got to go act like they're looking for it, even though they know there's nothing to find. For instance, like we follow this MAGA idiot in a group, Vanessa and I.
Oh God!
And this fool constantly says that the January 6th people were set up. They were set up. So that's his excuse for them being pardoned and them for beating up cops, because they were set up. And I said, okay, let's go with your theory that they were set up. One, Trump doesn't say that they were set up. Two, the head of the FBI don't say they were set up. So, but if they were set up, and they were set up by the FBI, wouldn't those files, when they have access to those files, they can't be destroyed, because then the people that destroyed them would be in jail right now. You can't destroy government documents. So how long? Go ahead, Vanessa.
I was gonna say, like, the part of that the argument that drives me crazy is that when they're like, you know, if they were set up and it was an organized situation, it's just like with like the MLK files or the Kennedy files. It's well documented what
Yes.
the thought process was, right?
Yep.
So if it was set up and now you're in charge, you would have access to those agents and to those orchestrators and to the documents that prove their guilt, and you can't produce that. But on top of that, like,
Exactly.
to Marjorie Taylor Greene, that bitch was giving tours.
Yep.
She's on film giving tours. So that's, screw her insider trading because they all do it. But like, why isn't she in trouble for that? Like, that's the stuff that I'm like, this is where your investigation falls apart for me, because even when under Biden, they didn't investigate
They didn't.
those people doing the tours like that. They just kind of, I don't know. It's the biggest ball drop, since New Year's. They fumbled this so bad.
That was really good. A big ball rap.
I agree with I think we all saying the same thing, right? But if the federal, like we were saying, like the federal government want to get you, they're gonna get you. They got a 98 some odd percent conviction rate. If they want to chop up something on it, I promise you they can get you. But obviously they don't have anything, so they can't. You understand? So they're gonna keep
something. That's what I'm about to say. They gotta have something. You had to have done something illegal for them to get you.
Right. You're gonna go and try to get the Federal Reserve lady and Tish James and all these people because of mortgage fraud that was supposedly happened 10 years ago or longer. Are you kidding me? Had nothing to do with the job that they're doing, right?
Yeah.
So obviously that there's nothing there, right? So that's how far you got to dig down. You got to go dig down to something that has no relation to what they've been doing at this job to try to get them rejected or getting fired or put in jail. Come on. So everybody sees that. They see right through that crap.
The irony in trying to get Letitia James and Fannie for mortgage fraud. The irony that when Trump's literally his business was criminally found guilty, his business was for fraud. His business was. Then his business was civilly found guilty of fraud. His charity
was found.
His charity was disbanded for, wait for it, fraud. To the point where the kids and himself cannot sit on boards for charities for years. I don't know if they can now.
And they can't never do it in New York ever again.
In New York, right?
Yeah, New York. So like he can't even, his business in New York has somebody over it, has an independent person over it to make sure that they don't commit any fraud. And then you want to come after them for any more fraud. And for MAGA idiots not to see that is astonishing. Like what level of willful blindness do you have to have? I mean, like you really, you have to be so blind to not see that. It's really astonishing. It's really astonishing.
That's my point I was trying to make, is that they know right from wrong, right? You know what folk is. If you go back, and even when he was when they was running, his own family members that raised him was telling everybody, as far as they can tell people, that is not the guy. And no one listened to this. Oh, they don't even know what they're talking about. These people are retarded or whatever, disparaging or whatever. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. The man, if you go back and look at this track record, and again, we can't even really talk about it too much because he's the president. So they elected him. So what I say, and this is just my thoughts, is read what you sow, go by what's happening, and then once this train gets to its final stop, you stay on that motherfucker and you ride that bitch till the wheels fall off, because you can't get off on our stations. Can't get off on our stations.
Right.
You're stuck on that train, buddy, forever. Right. So that's the thing that people need to realize, and that's what they're trying to see. Like, oh my God, I'm still on this train. I don't know where to get off at. So they're trying to find ways to get off.
How dumb is Nikki to get on a train at damn
I
near
love
2
it.
stops before the end?
Listen, we've always had people like that. We've always had people that are so out their mind that they follow things or things that are completely against everything that they stand for, right?
Yep.
But then you know what's going to happen? It's going to come back, but she's going to be like, I had mommy fog and I wasn't thinking correctly, and I apologize to all my people. Please allow me. And I'm for me now. I'm not saying because I'm not a big. I know she's talented. I'm not a real big Nikki fan as it is anyway. But she has some loyalists that are like the Donald Trump people. They ain't never gonna freaking stop riding with her. So, but the majority of us, you can't come to the barbecue no more, homie. You're done. You acted up one time. You act up one time. You never come to the party again.
Absolutely
At that
not.
level.
I wanted to play this quick video of a Trump supporter. I want to play this quick video of this Trump supporter in Iowa and tell you how she feels about Trump right now. Hold on one second. Can y'all see it?
Yeah, it just popped up.
Okay.
He needs to get his act together, and our representatives here in Iowa need to stop following his lead. I'm not voting Republican again.
Did you ever vote for him?
First time around, and he did a good job, but then he got stupid.
What does that mean?
It means that he just changed, and it's all about him. He thinks he's God, and he's gonna take over the world.
So it's happening. It's happening. People are waking up. Did you see? Were you able to see it, Vanessa?
Yeah, I saw it.
It's happening. It is. And the crazy part is he's no different. He's more crazier than he was in his first administration. You know,
he's desperate.
But
he's desperate because he knows what's coming.
He's the same person. He's the exact same person. So yeah. So I truly believe MAGA is cracking and is definitely happening. But I wanted to go ahead and play the let's start going to the Second Amendment and see that we finally found what it takes for Republicans to say guns are bad. So let's watch the president tell us why guns are bad.
With that being said, you can't have guns. You can't walk in with guns.
What about the Second Amendment?
Listen, you can't walk in with guns. You can't do that.
The assessment from some of your own officials that Alex Preddy is a domestic terrorist or an assassin.
Well, I haven't heard that, but certainly he shouldn't have been carrying a gun. But hey, look, bottom line, everybody in this room, we view that as a very unfortunate incident, okay? Right. Everyone, unless you're a stupid person. Very, very unfortunate incident. I don't like that he had a gun. I don't like that he had 2 fully loaded magazines. That's a lot of bad stuff. And despite that, I say that's a very unfortunate.
I'm curious what you thought when you first saw that video.
Well, I think the whole thing is terrible. I don't like the fact that he was carrying a gun that was fully loaded and he had 2 magazines with him, and it's pretty unusual. But nobody knows when they saw the gun, how they saw the gun, everything else. Bottom line, it was terrible. Both of them were terrible. The other was terrible, too. So we take out 25 murderers. We take out drug dealers. We take out a whole group of people by the thousands. And if we get one person a little bit wrong, headlines.
A little bit wrong.
But they don't talk about all the tremendous, the reason that we have Minnesota crime down. I talk about that because it's only down for one reason. We took out.
Yeah, I just stopped it. That was it. If you get one person a little bit wrong, that's what Alex said. That's what was getting good was. One person a little bit wrong, people died. People lost their lives. And then he wants to go into Minnesota. Minnesota's crime is down. There's been 3 murders in Minnesota in the last year and a half. 2 of them has been by ICE in the last 3 weeks.
Yep.
2 of the 3 murders in Minnesota comes from his government. Vanessa, what say you?
So my internet's so crappy since the snowstorm. That video didn't play for me.
Okay.
But I mean,
it was just videos of him saying that he had a gun and he shouldn't have had a gun. And,
yeah, I think it's the height of hubris. I think that he is so flippant about how much his fans adore him. I really, really think that he thought they were going to go down this road with him. And, you know, some people are, but I think that the only thing more sacred to MAGA than Trump is their Second Amendment. And, you know,
Vanessa, I'm gonna have you give me a call. Call me because your internet is
okay.
Yeah, call me and I'm gonna put you on that way. Probably coming through a little bit better. All right.
So for me, Bobby, man, him saying the things that he said, what strikes me the most, which actually kind of angers me, really, is you do so much good. Yeah, they do. You, in your mind, I did so good that I only messed up a little bit. Right? I was married for X number of years, and we had a great time. Had 3 kids. But dang, can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Hold on. Gallo, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Can you hear? Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear good now. I can hear way better.
Yeah, go ahead, Ronnie.
So I'm gonna let her finish what she got. I'll let her finish, and then I'll come back because I got. Go ahead, Vanessa.
I don't even remember what I was saying, honestly.
You were just saying, you were just talking about just the hubris of the Second Amendment.
Yeah. I just really think that he thought people were going to go down that road with him and just accept what he said is gospel like they always do. And I think that he picked the wrong subject. I think that, you know, there are a lot of things that those like right-leaning people hold sacred. And one of them is their right to bear arms. And I think I just think it was hubris. I think he really thought if I say it, it makes it so, and they're going to go with me.
Yep. And you have some that have. I mean, like I said, the dude, the MAGA idiot that we know in that one group, he is all for it.
Yeah.
He's blaming the gun. He's blaming the gun, and he's creating his own facts that even the government isn't saying at this point. Like he said, what did he call? He said he was interpeding.
He said it was documented. He was like sent there by leftists.
Yeah,
like, you know, he was a paid agitator, and
yeah,
he had contact with
people right before.
Yeah,
and it is mind-boggling to see these people.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, so wait, hold on. This what? So he knew. So in whoever this person, I think he's a troll, whoever that is. So in his mind, he's saying that the guy that was killed, right, talked to somebody beforehand and said, "Hey, I'm gonna wait for these women to get pushed down. I'm gonna help them. The ICE guy's gonna push me out of the street. I'm gonna help the lady, or the ICE guy's gonna push me out of the street. I'm gonna wait for them to push the ladies down as a nurse." The person that helps everyone, I'm gonna go help them up, get ICE out of there.
Yeah.
Wait for hold on. This in his mind. Wait for ICE to tackle me with 8 or 9 men.
Yeah.
Find my weapon and then shoot me for 12 times or 10 times. You think I'm gonna freaking I'm gonna be cool with that plan? Wait, I'm dead at the end of this.
Yep.
You understand what I mean? So
yep.
so you have to, like, people in that mind state, man. I would just cut them off because they are trolling.
Yeah.
Right. They know the facts, that the facts are the facts.
Yep.
No one in that freaking and even on the agents, they didn't wake up that morning to say, I'm gonna shoot this. I'm gonna shoot somebody today. They didn't wake up that. The circumstances were the circumstances. Was it a legal weapon? Yes. Was he at a protest? That's legal. Yes. Did he try to help a woman that was pushed down? Yes. Did he impede on on the ICE thing? Well, that could be looked at in multiple ways, right? However,
they can look at it that way, but videotaping. Go ahead.
However, those are not death sentences. Him having a weapon that was pulled away from him from another agent, even if the other agents that was around him didn't never see it and they just heard weapon, gun. That is not, having a weapon on you is not a death sentence. It could have been an illegal gun. He could have been out there with any kind of long weapon he wanted to have legally. It was legal. It doesn't matter. The gun didn't do anything. A gun was just something a tool. The guns that should be looked at is the guns that those agents unholstered and they murdered a person in cold blood. Those are the weapons that people should have issues with. Yep. And the people that pulled those freaking triggers and ended that man's life and the lady's life, yep. Those are the weapons that you should be thinking about. Don't think about the weapon. Think about the person that is attached to.
Yep.
Right. Go do the background check on those agents.
Yep.
Go look at how much they got trained. Go look at how many times they fired that weapon. Go look and see if they even qualified to have that freaking weapon. Right. Go look and see if it's a personal weapon or if it's a weapon that was issued by the freaking federal government. Because if it's a personal weapon, that's another thing, right? So those are things that people have to start really thinking about, right? Think about that kind of stuff. Think about the legalese of what happened on that whole thing. What was illegal? What did the guy do that was illegal that caused him to have a death sentence?
Absolutely.
There are none.
I was gonna say
that's just my point.
I was gonna talk about the asshole from our the group, but something Ronnie just said I think is more important. Going back to like the ICE reforms real quick, I don't understand why ICE needs to be armed. I don't. If you're there to serve a warrant and you feel like it's dangerous, you call in Leos and you go, hey, I have to serve this warrant in this high risk situation, just like a social worker would do when a social worker has to make a call to pick up kids that they feel like the situation's volatile or whatever. Like, you don't need a weapon to manage immigration. You don't. If you are on the border and coyotes are shooting at you because they're trying to smuggle 90 people across, that's a slightly different situation. But downtown Minneapolis, I would love to see the statistics on how many times ICE agents have been confronted with a weapon, because I guarantee you it's so minuscule as to not justify them being armed.
That's a great point, Vanessa. I never thought about that. That's an outstanding point. I will say, just to tell you about their training, in Minneapolis, they had 1,000 incidents this past year, or 2022. I think was the last time it was there, of incidents of people with firearms that they encountered and had to take firearms from people. Yep. And none of them was killed. None of them.
Nope. Yep.
Right.
None of them.
The sheriff talked about that.
Yeah, the training is atrocious. It absolutely is.
So who do you blame for that training?
I really
do you blame the individual or do you blame the system?
Oh, it's definitely the system. You can't.
Right.
The man going to know what the man know. Yeah, but he's going to know what he's going to know, and if he's not trained to be out there, he's going to react however he is as a person, because he doesn't know the training that should be done. None of them do.
Yeah,
so and then go back to
situation. Okay.
Go ahead, Vanessa.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, you ever been in like a situation professionally, right? We have, complicated jobs, especially, in a tower, you can get overwhelmed. There's a lot of stuff happening. When you're out of your depth, when you're in education or lack of, I'm trying to say ignorance, is putting other people at risk, right? Like, to go, I need to tap out because I'm the dangerous part of this situation. I feel like people who know when you don't have enough training for what you're being confronted with. And if you pretend that you're qualified or that you're equipped to be in a situation because of your own ego or your own, the high you get off of asserting your authority, I think that's the kind of stuff that will be screened out in a background check or in a mental health check. And I feel like that's why these people have such low standards, because they know they're not going to get quality. So they don't even screen for it, because that's not what they want. They don't want quality. They want thugs. They want exactly what they say they're scared of: policing the people that they are accusing of being thugs, of being gangs and violent and rapists and whatever. They want brute force controlling people they are pretending are behaving badly.
I agree.
I agree.
I absolutely agree. But I would add, though, you do know when you're getting overwhelmed, as the job that, my job, air traffic, you do know when you're getting overwhelmed, but you also know when you need help, but you got people there that can help you.
Yep, I
They
was
could
about to
have
say that.
people
Yep.
there. They could have people on the scene with them that all of them are newbies. You know, like when you first got a job as a cop, you would have to spend them, you know, ride-alongs. Like you had to be with a trained
Right.
officer for a very long time before
Yep.
you go out there training people, be by yourself. They don't
Mhm.
have that right now. At least I don't think. I can't speak for certainty as a fact, but I doubt that they do.
It's impossible. And I
Yeah.
should say impossible. It's less likely, I should say, right? Because if you have like I was gonna say exactly what you said, and to put it in that term is like when you do ever get into a situation where you overwhelmed in what we do, there's multiple people, multiple layers that won't allow anything bad to happen because you do have people that's above everything. Anyway, so and you got automated systems, you got people around you, you got a person like, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, hold on. Go ahead, Gallo. What you saying?
So
I was saying that, like,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
you know you're overwhelmed, you should be asking for help, or you should be tapping out. You should be saying,
that's
like,
why
it's
they
a
had 7
personal
officers.
responsibility moment.
That's why they had 7. That's why they had those 7 officers there. You know what I'm saying? They had enough people that those 7 people should have been able to detain him way easier than it. That's another thing. Way easier than they did. Like they
didn't.
So
yeah.
So if you have 8 people, and here's my thinking. This is I'm not saying it is correct, but just comments. I shouldn't say comments. Just think. If you have 8 officers, right, that are fearful for their life, because that's the only way. That's the only reason that they can use deadly force.
Mm-hmm.
Fear for their lives or someone else around them, right? If you have those 8 people, they all have weapons, but only 2 of them shoot. Well, why the other 6 didn't shoot? You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if they're in a position to where their lives are in danger, or they feel that their lives are in danger, then why didn't the other people that were closer shoot? Because me looking at that still photo, that agent had that gun to that man's head way after. I shouldn't say way after. Shortly after the other police officer had taken his weapon. You know what I mean? And the other officers had him under control. He was gonna kill. He was gonna shoot him, irregardless, right? But here's the thing, right? Do mistakes happen? Yes. The biggest part of that for me is when they said, "Oh no, the state can't go in here and investigate this. We're not going to allow them to do that."
Absolutely.
Thank you, babe. That's when I knew. Well, I knew when I watched the video, but that's when you really know they really fucked up. You understand? Like if you're not going to do like what you normally do in any of those situations where you have a federal law enforcement agent shoot somebody in the state or city, and you're not allowing the state and the city to add into this investigation, something is definitely wrong.
Absolutely. They don't want accountability. They don't want but I do want to go to, I think you brought up a great point, Vanessa, because I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but one of the ICE officers after the shooting, or I mean, when I say after, I mean like immediately after, when the bullets was flying, started clapping.
Yes.
Was clapping. I don't know if our audience know that as well. One of the ICE officers that did not shoot the individual, but was there, started clapping after they shot him.
Did you see that interview with the woman who
I did not see it yet.
The video?
And I did not see. I didn't get a chance to see it.
In that video, she says that while like smoke is still settling, they turned him over and started counting bullet holes.
My God.
Like he was a deer. That's how she described it. Like they were looking at how many shots it took.
It's horrible. I don't have I can't that interview was like 20 minutes long, and I didn't want to play it off for the audience, but it is definitely on CNN. You can definitely go to it on YouTube and watch it, everyone. But I think it's a good watch. I haven't got a chance to watch it yet, but I'm pretty sure it is. I do have the video of the officer clapping. I'm gonna show that real quick. It's crazy. It really is. It's really crazy. It'll here we go. All right. This officer right here that's running up from that. If you look right there, he started clapping. This video shows it. Like, fuck yeah, we got him. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
Yes,
And,
terrible.
and all of them needs to definitely be charged and dealt with, honestly. All right, I want to continue on. Go ahead.
So I don't know if he hit that already with the lead dude where he got. I heard you say he got demoted, right?
Yeah.
And sent somewhere else, but they brought the other czar dude in there.
Yeah.
The one that took the allegedly
took the 50 grand in the bag.
Took the 50,000 that the FBI said that he took.
Yeah.
But it's alleged, right?
Yep.
Right. But they put him in charge, and I think he's worse. I think he's
not gonna be much better. No,
I think he's
everything is coming from the White House. So I mean, you can put whoever you want in charge. If they want to follow the orders from the White House, and these are the White House orders, this is what's going to happen. It's really that simple. It really is that simple.
Yeah. So
I know. Tell them.
Listen.
Tell them. I know. Yeah. You want to tell them?
From what I heard is that Governor Waltz, and the president and some other people had a pretty decent conversation about the situation over there with ICE, and hopefully they'll do exactly what they said they was going to do, is like get ICE out of Minnesota, and get some normalcy back, because that's a powder keg, and that's what they want.
That's what they want. Yeah,
that's ultimately what they want. They go to these specific cities, right, and stir the pot and see what kind of stew they can get out of that pot, and see if it can overboil to where they can come in here and do basically what they want to do, and that's that they want to do that the federalization of everything, right? They want to come out here and do the insurrection act, because that way they can try to stop elections.
I agree.
Right? That's the whole reason why they're going to investigate, and FBI is doing these raids at election places in Fulton County, of all places, where he called to try to get the 11,000 votes. Right. So
I'm not gonna lie, Fanny definitely messed that one. That was Fanny, right?
Because she was messing around with the investigator, because she had him.
Destroyed that. Yeah, she destroyed that kid. I'm so mad at her for that. I am. It was malpractice. It really was.
No, I get it. Listen, I don't have anything for me. I don't think it should have anywhere on her case. The facts are the facts. Whoever she's sleeping with,
you gotta play it.
Nothing.
I agree.
I know.
I agree. I don't think it had anything to do with anything either. But you gotta play it so clean. The level that you gotta have to be able to get the president or former president of the United States has to be so above board.
Oh, 100%.
And she screwed up. She screwed up.
Yeah. So the grip for me, and I said this before, is the only person that's going to be able to get out of this is him.
Yeah.
You're not going to. Everybody else. Oh boy.
It's still gonna be hard. It's still gonna be hard to get other people. It's gonna be hard. Like, it's gonna be hard to get.
So
it's gonna be hard to get Miller if
when you start listening,
making his orders in DC and everything.
I done seen the best of them crack. Right. What's gonna happen is they're gonna start pressuring these people when they start investigating them, and they start freaking sitting them in jail and sitting them down. You don't think they're gonna sit down and try to make some deals? You don't think they're gonna put out some information that needs to be put out? That government, you crazy. All them cats gonna crack. Right?
So to get the pardon from Trump federally is going to be hard. The state of Minnesota will not be able to. Stephen Miller's insulated from that murder.
Right.
He's not going to be charged.
Obama and Biden record numbers were from Southern. Stop it.
No. He was saying why aren't red states not once requesting ICE to raid their states? And because Obama and Biden have record numbers of deportation. That's what he's saying. But he's talking about deportation.
It wasn't just from red states. It was from everywhere.
But they had their numbers were better than Trump's are now, even with all of this. It's about the.
But they did it.
They did it in the show, and it's about the show. And it's about the show. That's why and Leroy. That's what I think it is. Is that they really is just trying to show the world and show us who's in charge. They're trying to you know, and he wants to inflict it on his enemies before he goes to any red states or anything like that. I think that's a lot of it as well. All right, I want to.
Another thing. I'm sorry. Another thing I think is happening is that they're gonna dig so deep of a hole when the Democrats do finally take over. It's gonna look like the Democrats are weak on a lot of stuff because they're gonna have to basically bow down to a lot of shit.
We're gonna have to clean up a lot of things, and they
So
need to
get that in the air right now because that's gonna happen.
They need to clean up a lot of things, and they need to be honest with the American
Well-
people that that's what needs to happen. All right,
Hopefully they don't
go
do
ahead.
like they always do, which is overcorrect.
Yeah, hopefully, but they definitely need to. Punishment needs to be doled out as best as possible, legal as possible. All right, actually, it's not really a change. I just wanted to check in on one last community that voted for Donald Trump, and that was Hispanic males. 55% voted for him, and I just wanted to see where they're standing at right now. So, of course,
Vote for Donald Trump. I love my freedom.
yeah, here we go.
I will vote
Yeah,
for Donald Trump.
here we go. Yeah. So again, they are very upset. The woman in that video, husband was deported a few months ago, or at least in custody. I don't know if he was actually deported or not. But I wanted to talk about the just show you where the numbers are with the polling and go from there.
I'll give you a baseline, and I'll just say there has been a massive backlash against the President of the United States among Latino voters, because what are we talking about here? Well, let's just take a look at Trump's net approval rating among Latinos. You know, you go back a year ago, right at the beginning of his first term, wasn't too bad, right? About 5 points underwater. A lot of Republicans would really like that. But take a look where we are today. Over a 20-point decline, now down to negative 28 points, Donald Trump's net approval rating among Latinos. A much larger drop we've seen among Latinos than we have seen among the American electorate overall.
What about the deportation program, though?
Yeah, okay, so what is causing this, right? There have been a lot of things in which the American people dislike Donald Trump more than they did a year ago. But among Latinos, they really
That's what's driving all
that is a big driver of what's going on here. Trump's net approval rating among Latinos on his deportation program. Look at this. You go back a year ago, according to the CBS News YouGov poll, he was right at even, right? As many people approved as disapproved. Again, that's really good numbers for Republican among Latinos.
I just want to stop it right there. And the reason why is that zero is because people didn't think it would affect them. A lot of people didn't. And here we are. Once you realize that they can stop you for no reason and ask you for your papers, ask you to see if you're legal, once it's actually going to get your family member out of there, you know, now it's a problem.
Look at where we are now.
30.
Go ahead, Vanessa.
I was just going to say a lot of the Hispanic people that I've talked to about it voted for religious reasons. A lot of it was about abortion. And they didn't think that the immigration thing, they didn't think he meant what he meant. You know, they did that thing where they were like, oh, well, that's not what he means, which is what everybody always does to make excuses for him.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
so where are they at now?
The people that I know that I talk to.
Yeah, I'm saying like where are they at as far as feelings for Trump?
They hate him.
Okay.
They hate him because it's not what they expected.
Yeah.
I guess my question is, go ahead, Vanessa.
Like it's they lied to themselves. They let themselves be lied to. They downplayed what he was saying.
Yeah, he said it.
Yeah.
They held up signs.
But they didn't think they didn't like the people that I'm close with that I'm talking about literally will say to me, like, I just didn't think that that's what he meant. I thought he meant the criminals. I didn't think he meant the lady down the street who's got legal status, who's waiting for her asylum hearing.
Yeah.
So they took what they wanted from that piece and then focused on the social stuff, the trans issues, the abortion issues, the, you know, all that. And that's what
the stuff that don't affect them over. That really won't never affect them. Will never affect them.
Right.
Well, the chances are so unlikely. Like, but he said everybody had to go. He said we're going to start, and he said that we're going to start with criminals, but everybody has to go. Everybody has to go. People even asking qualifiers. What about people who have kids that were born here? Well, sorry, but they have to go too. He said those things.
Right.
His person he's putting in charge, he said he's going to put in charge of that, said those things. At the convention, they held signs that said mass deportation.
Right.
All right.
4 points underwater. There has been an over 30-point shift away from Donald Trump among Latinos on his deportation program. What we have seen among Latinos is a drop overall, much of which is being driven by how they are viewing his deportation program. I saw one of the founders for Latinos for Trump the other day say immigration is going to cost Republicans during the midterm elections. And when you look at numbers like this, you have to say, hey, she's coming from the numbers because the numbers agree with that. Latinos do not like what Donald Trump is doing on his deportation program, and it is driving his overall numbers down. Look at this. I mean, you rarely ever see a 35-point decline over a year, but it is happening with Trump among Latinos on his deportation program. No, no, no is what the Latino community is saying.
Well, then add it all up and look towards the midterms. What do you see?
Yeah, okay. So you see these numbers among Trump, but they don't really matter if, of course, we don't actually see Latinos taking out their anger on Republicans in Congress. So what are we seeing here? Choice for election among Latinos. Back in November of 2024, Kamala Harris won Latinos, but just by 4 points. It was one of the best, if not the best performance for Republican presidential candidate on record, Donald Trump. But look at where we are now in the 2026 race for Congress. Democrats have widened, expanding that lead. They're now up by 19 points, a 15-point switcheroo from the margin that we saw in the 2024 presidential election. Latinos are very angry with Donald Trump, and it looks like in this midterm election, they're going to take out that anger on Republicans at the ballot.
So again, that's what we started with, and that's what we're going to end with. Really, is MAGA is cracking. I truly believe the system, and that's why I think he's not going to bow down with this stuff with immigration and everything, because he needs the chaos to try to stop the elections. That's what I think.
Files.
I think we're 40
Epstein,
days of breaking the law.
Files. Hey, did y'all see some? Yeah, did y'all see some of those things that came out with that? They forgot to redact some of his name out of some of those files.
Yeah, and then I seen too that the way they redacted it, all you needed to go was to go to put it on Adobe and take off the black, and it would come right back off. Like,
yep,
they're incompetent. They really are. They're really an incompetent bunch. They're really a competent bunch. But
listen, the system. Listen, this gonna be something for the books. Like the system. This is gonna show you that the system actually works. That's what I've been saying is from the beginning. Is I'm so happy that some of these things are happening. People losing their lives, terrible. People getting freaking sent to foreign countries, and who knows what's happening to them. It's terrible, right? People needed to freaking see that. They needed to touch that hot freaking pot.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. So they understand like how important it is to get out here and vote for your interests. Think about that. Research, listen to people. Don't just go and be the zombies, if that's what I call them.
Yeah.
Think about that. So I'm the system working on it, and I was talking about this before. It's like it's not happening as fast, but watch how rapidly this thing starts unraveling in the next few months. Watch what's going to happen before November. Watch how many other freaking people are going to quit or resign before they get caught up on some stuff. Watch how this whole ball of wax is going to go. Everybody's going to start.
I don't know if we're there yet. I don't know if we're there.
Oh, no. I'm not saying now. I'm saying
even in a few months.
As the time goes, watch. Remember what I said.
Mm-hmm.
As the time goes on, as we get closer and closer to November and these elections and these numbers, those numbers are going to change. Those numbers are going to get worse for them, right? So as we get closer and closer, watch how many people try to get off of the train before it gets to the end, and everything is at a standstill, and everybody's accountable at this point.
We'll see. We'll see. I want to say, when you talk about this hot stove too, the hot stove that people touch with the Obamacare subsidies going away, they're not coming back. I think that's done now. They're pretty much permanent for the year 2026. So thousands, millions of people are going to lose their health insurance because they just can't afford to pay it anymore.
That's another reason. The government shutdown is looming. Like, what is it?
Yeah, and then we got another shutdown coming.
In 2 days, 3 days.
Do you see, Vanessa? Because I know me and Ronnie already talked about it. Do you see another shutdown happening? And if so, what do you
Yep.
think the outcome will be before we get out of here?
I would be for the shutdown if it's to hold ICE hostage. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I honestly, like, Democrats cave so always. I don't know where they get off talking about Taco Trump caving, because they do it every freaking time. So I'm not super optimistic. I hope, but
I agree with you, Vanessa. And there's already been a bunch of Democrats that signed on to fund the 7th largest freaking army in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
One of them came out and said that he regret his vote now after the killing. He came out and said that he regret his vote. And Leroy, you're right. People have resigned over the last few weeks from the FBI, from DOJ and other offices. But they were more career people. I think what Ronnie is talking about, not to speak for Ronnie, but I guess you're talking about more like actually heads of agencies or
Absolutely.
So we'll see.
Gotcha.
We will.
It starts small. That's the little snowball at the top of the hill. These people he's talking about. That's the little snowballs. Those little snowballs gonna become a big ass snowball, and eventually
we will see. We will see. All
but
right,
again, there's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
unintended consequences that people have to really be careful with, and make sure you prepare yourselves, because it's not going to be pretty at all, right? In any sense of the matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not at that level. Like when stuff like that level happens, like it's never pretty. But as a country, we'll definitely survive. We've been through much worse than this still. So just believe in the system, get out there and do what your civic things you're supposed to be doing. Vote. Listen to our pod. Come on and give us your side.
Everybody, all viewpoints are
like, share, and subscribe. Get out there and spread our word. You know what I'm saying? Like, or spread Bobby's word on how we can, get this country back on track and stay on track. Right. That's the bigger part of it, because I like solutions. Like, a lot of these are problems like people are talking about. What are the solutions? How do we never have an ICE agent run around and murder citizens? How do we freaking not have the government ever have to go and blow up freaking civilian non-combat boats that's close to our, not even in our waters, in the international waters? Right. How are we gonna never have to do that again? How are we never gonna have to have illegal documentation where we have multiple millions of people and we don't know what the hell they are, right? And we talked about that. There has to be a better system. So those are things that needs to be fixed. That's the things that we need to be telling our Congress people and our representatives. Hey, I don't care that the problem is the problem. I want to know what the solutions are. How are we going to fix these cracks in our wall? How are we going to fix the foundation of this country? How are we going to make it so it never cracks again? Right? That means you got to maybe use different materials, right? Get a different builder, get a different shape of the building, get you know what I'm saying? So it's so many different things that we need to start considering as we move forward, because as a country, we only can get by together, period. There is no us against them. There is none of that bullshit. It's us against us, period. And that's where mindsets have to be set at. Us against us is going to be what we need to be doing. And that's splitting up the people, because it's supposedly make them weaker, and it does. And you're gonna always have outliers, but the majority are the majority, and the majority is always gonna win. Good always wins over evil. So keep that kind of stuff in your mind. And also, if this government shuts down, please look out for your people that are gonna need some help, because it's gonna be I think if this one happens, it's gonna be much longer than the other one was.
We'll see. The only reason
I hope it doesn't happen.
Only reason I can see it not being is they agree on everything. They agree on everything but Homeland Security, and so they can pass all of those other budgets, which would keep the government pretty much open. And Homeland Security was still, like, ICE would still have money. ICE would still have money to do what they're doing. So they can definitely
5 more years or something.
Yeah, exactly. So they can definitely separate out everything but the Homeland Security stuff and actually fight over that. So we'll see if that's what they do or not. It's really up to the Republicans to decide to do that or not. So we'll see.
Yep.
All right, let's go to cleaning our palate. Vanessa, you got anything?
My
If you don't,
house
it's
is
fine.
spotless right now.
Great job. Great job. Ronnie, you got anything?
There we
Clean your
go.
palate?
I got a cleaner palette. The system's working.
All right. All right.
That's my cleaner palette.
All right. And mine will be that our last pod that we did, the pod that we did for Jasmine Crockett, had over 1,500 views. That was the biggest pod.
I need a clap, dog. We get the clap on that, Bobby.
That's amazing.
We need a celebration clap on that
had
one.
so far. So I'm very thankful for that. And some new subscribers. So we're getting there, y'all. We're getting there. And we continue to get this word out and continue to grow as a community, as a family, and as shipmates. So with that being said, I love you guys. And we'll see you guys next Wednesday, 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. We're staying on Wednesdays, y'all. Love you.
Love you back. Later.